If you are tired of getting a high food bill on the carnivore diet, I have some tips and tricks that you can use to slash your food bill in half under 30 days. So this is a video where I will help you to get better understanding of what you should choose when you are in the carnivore diet and what you should do to keep the budget or the money low when you're eating this diet. So stick around in this video, and tip number 3 is one of the best I have heard in this with this diet. And the first thing that you could do to keep the budget is that you batch cook your foods, because that is something that is so beneficial, because you go to the grocery store and you stack up with a lot of food, so you can batch cook this. And this is something that you will cost save. Maybe it sounds a little bit strange, only if I buy a lot of food, then I will have better understanding of what. But the thing is that you will cook and prepare the meals beforehand. You know exactly what you should eat every day, and you will not go to the grocery store and get tempted to buy things that you aren't supposed to buy. It could be something that is carnivore friendly, but the same thing is that maybe you will eat something or buy something that isn't carnivore friendly, and you have it in your fridge or wherever you will store it, and that thing will tempt you to break this diet. So that is a great way to save money, and you will save time as well when you do it like this, when you batch cook what you will eat, because you will get more efficient. When you should eat, you just warm the food or eat it cold. That is an option as well, and that is something that becomes so much easier when you do it like this. And when I do it like this, when I batch cook my food, I will, in a couple of minutes, fry about 1 kilo of ground beef. I will season it up, and that is 1 kilo is about lunch and dinner for me for 2 days. So then I will put everything in a storage box, and I will eat it, and I will not, and I should, and I, it's so easy to eat, because I will not, it be, should not be, I will not cook any dinner at all for the next couple of days. And the thing that you should do is that how you should plan this is that you should buy only nutrition dense food that you can afford. One thing that I buy a lot of is that I buy ground beef, and that is something that is relatively cheap, and I can buy eggs as well. That is something that is cheap as well. So that is something that helps to do it like this. When you shop smart, you will try to find bulk deals that are on wholesales and meat. You can even find meat that are on the verge to get trashed. That is something that is great way to look for budget options. And that meat, you can, if you put it in the freezer, then you can make it later on. And the thing with this is that you storage and managing your meals, you can have containers that you're using to store your meals, and you can use different parts, and you can freeze your meals as well. So that is a great way to store your meals. And the thing with this is that you will help yourself to become better at sticking to this carnivore diet, and by choosing foods that are cheaper then it becomes much more sustainable in the long run. Because if you are buying expensive cuts of meat, then it becomes so much harder on the wallet, because you will get so much more money is taken away from that. And the thing with expensive cuts is that it feels like, I feel like that when I buy expensive cuts of meat, it became so much pressure that this this is something that is so important to that it should be I need to cook this the right way, because otherwise I have thrown away a lot of money on that steak. So it is nothing wrong with eating a better steak if you want to on the weekends, and that you are eating, for instance, ground beef and bacon and eggs during the weekdays, and you are celebrating or having a more expensive cut at the weekend. That is something that is, you need to find your way in that. But what I do is that I like ground beef, and it's so many variation. You can put in bacon, you can put in 2 eggs in, for instance, 250 grams of ground beef, and then you will become, it will feel so much better when you eat like that as well, because you get a variation. You don't only eat ground beef, you can just season it in different seasons, and then will become a different meal. So don't be so hard on yourself and put everything in a box that you should eat carnivore, you should eat expensive cuts, it should be only like this. People are talking about it like that, and you don't should eat like this. You shouldn't eat bacon because that is processed, but that is the wrong way to think about it. The best way to think about this diet is that you should think about it, that it should be sustainable in the long run. So you should be able to eat like this for years, or maybe for the rest of your life, if you like this way of eating. So think of it like it is sustainable. It should be sustainable in the long run. It isn't something that is a quick fix for your um, weight. It isn't a quick fix for anything like that. So think about this diet like it is a way of living, instead of a thing that you only do for a short period of time. So it isn't just a New Year's resolution to try the carnivore diet. Try it for at least 90 days. Try it and see how you feel, because it is something that it becomes so much more beneficial for you when you have tried it for at least 90 days. And when you have come over that first 30 days, then the 60, and then the 90 days, then you are in a state where you are going to feel so much more energetic, and you are going to have feelings that are so energetic and fantastic. So that is the great best way to address this, is that you should try it for at least, as I said, 90 days is a bare minimum, but 30 days, after 30 days, you will feel so much more energetic, as I said. So that is a great way. And don't be bothered about buying those expensive cuts and expensive things in this diet, because it is protein, it is fat. You will get that if you're eating ground beef, if you're eating bacon. Don't be so hooked up on what you should and shouldn't eat. The most important thing is that you cut out the carbs in your diet, that you cut out the pasta, the rice, the potatoes, and all bread. So that is the most important thing, or the most important part, that you should you should aim for to become so much more efficient in what you are eating and what you feel. You're going to feel so much more energetic in this. So don't be hard on yourself on what you're choosing, what kind of groceries you're buying. If you want to have cheese, eat a little bit of cheese, because that is something that will help you in the long run to celebrate your victories. Maybe you want to lose weight, then that is something that you should, of course, do, because that is something that you should remove, I should say. You should remove all the dairy from your carnivore diet, because that is something that will halt the weight loss a little bit, but you will lose weight if you are eating dairy. That is nothing. It isn't something that would be the thing that keeps your weight loss for keep your weight from stalling is that you are going to start eating carbs again. If you're eating a lot of carbs, then you will have a hard time to lose weight. So it is pretty simple to eat the carnivore diet. It is pretty simple to eat it, and it's simple to eat it on a budget as well. If you're feeling hungry at the evening, you can eat a little bit of butter to just satisfy yourself. And butter is relatively cheap, and so you can sustain it by that. The thing that gets expensive with this diet is when you're eating more expensive cuts, and that is something that is I'm not doing it so often. We are a big family, so I cannot sustain. I have no. If I should eat an expensive cut, then everybody else in the family should get it as well. I cannot be just egoistic and think about myself that I should eat the prime food and they shouldn't have anything because the money isn't. I can't have them. It's sustainable in the budget. So don't be so hard on this that you should only eat perfect meat and perfect things. You can find budget cuts. And if you're interested in more things about this carnivore diet, press this video, because then we will go much deeper in how you can do when you're feeling low and the mistakes that you can do when you want to sustain on the carnivore diet. So press this video and I'll see you over there.